Hi friends, have you ever wondered how a massive stone temple can stand perfectly safe in one of the most dangerous and extreme places on earth? Welcome to the incredible story of Kedarnath temple. Located high up in the cold Himalayas of Uttarakhand at an unbelievable altitude of almost 12,000 feet, this temple is a true wonder of the world. It is not just a place of worship, where millions of people walk for days to find peace. It is a masterpiece of ancient science, brilliant geography, and deep spiritual secrets that will leave you absolutely amazed. Today, we will explore the real story behind this powerful place, the mystery of its survival, and the ancient science that modern engineers still struggle to understand. Let us go back in time to the end of the great Mahabharata war. The five Pandava brothers had won the war, but their hearts were incredibly heavy with guilt. They realized they had killed their own relatives, elders, and respected teachers in the battle. Seeking peace and a way to wash away their heavy sins, they were told that only Shiva could clear their karma. But Lord Shiva was angry with the bloodshed and was not ready to forgive them so easily. When the brothers went looking for him in the high snowy peaks, Shiva disguised himself as a giant powerful bull and hid among a herd of cattle in a hidden mountain valley. Bhima, the strongest of the Pandava brothers, noticed this unique bull and immediately realized it was Lord Shiva. He chased the mighty animal and tried to catch it using his raw physical strength. As Bhima tightly grabbed the bull by its tail and back legs, the bull started sinking directly into the solid earth. The majestic hump of the bull remained above the ground, frozen in stone, exactly at the place where the Kedarnath temple stands today. Lord Shiva was pleased by their determination and finally forgave the brothers at this very spot. Today, the main Shivalinga worshipped inside the dark inner room of the temple is not a sculpted one, but a naturally occurring triangular shaped Shivalinga in the exact shape of that bull's hump. But you might wonder, why did Lord Shiva choose such a freezing, harsh, and totally isolated mountain peak to stay? To understand this, we have to look at how Shiva relocated from his original home in Badrinath. According to the legends, Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati originally lived in the beautiful and much warmer region of the Badrinath. At the same time, Lord Vishnu was looking for a peaceful and perfect place in the mountains to sit in deep meditation. Lord Vishnu loved the peaceful atmosphere of Badrinath, but since it already belonged to Lord Shiva, he had to use a clever plan to claim it. Lord Vishnu transformed himself into a tiny, helpless crying baby and lay down directly on the doorstep of Shiva's home. When Shiva and Parvati returned from their walk, Goddess Parvati's maternal heart immediately melted at the sight of the crying child. Shiva, who knows everything, warned her that this was not a real baby and told her not to touch it. But Mother Parvati could not bear to leave a crying child in the freezing snow, so she carried the baby inside. After feeding and comforting the child, the couple left him resting inside while they went to bath in the nearby natural hot springs. As soon as they left, the clever baby locked the heavy doors from the inside. When Shiva and Parvati returned, they found themselves locked out of their own home. Shiva had the power to easily destroy the doors or burn the house down, but he chose not to use violence because he knew how much Mother Parvati cared for the child. Showing his peaceful and deeply innocent nature, Shiva simply decided to leave his home behind without a fight. This beautiful story answers that why Shiva is lovingly called Bholenath, the innocent Lord. Shiva and Parvati walked higher into the freezing empty mountains and permanently settled at the icy peak of Kedarnath. He chose this extreme altitude because the thin air, the absolute silence, and the cold perfectly matched the deep, quiet energy of the universe. Now let us talk about the mind-blowing science behind the temple's actual construction. Building a massive stone structure at an altitude of almost 12,000 feet is nearly impossible, even today with our modern machines, cranes, and heavy trucks. The ancient builders had to carry massive ultra-heavy grey granite stones up the dangerous, steep, and slippery mountain slopes. How they transported and lifted boulders that are heavier than modern cars without any technology remains a complete and unsolved mystery. The real magic, however, is in how these stones were put together. The ancient builders did not use a single drop of cement or mortar to bind the stones. In extreme freezing weather, standard cement quickly cracks because any trapped water turns into ice, expands, and breaks the building apart from the inside. To prevent this, the builders used a highly advanced interlocking method. They perfectly cut each giant stone to fit into the next one like a giant puzzle and then joined them permanently using heavy iron clamps. This technique created a strong but highly flexible building. When powerful earthquakes shake the tectonically active Himalayas, the interlocking stones slightly shift, flex, and absorb the violent waves instead of breaking. The walls of the temple are also incredibly thick, measuring up to 12 feet. In some areas, which acts as a heavy thermal shield against sub-zero temperatures. Even the direction of the temple is unique. It was built facing north to south, which is very rare for Hindu temples. But it was done deliberately so that rolling rocks and glacial debris from the northern peaks would slide harmlessly past the sides of the structure. This brilliant ancient engineering was put to the ultimate test during a major climate shift known as the Little Ice Age. For 400 long years from the 1300s to the 1900s, the entire Kedarnath valley froze over and the temple was completely buried under a heavy crushing glacier. Imagine thousands of tons of solid ice pressing down on the building day and night for 4 centuries. When the global temperatures finally warmed and the ice melted away, the temple emerged completely safe without a single crack. Modern scientists confirm this amazing event by studying deep ice scratches left on the outer stone walls and measuring the age of the local mountain moss. The greatest test of all, however, happened in June 2013. The terrible cloudburst caused a massive, terrifying flash flood in the valley. Millions of gallons of freezing water, thick mud, and giant rocks washed down the slopes at an unbelievable speed, completely destroying the entire town surrounding the temple. Modern concrete hotels, shops, and roads were wiped away in minutes. But when the violent water cleared, the ancient Kedarnath temple was standing perfectly intact. This impossible survival was made possible by a giant boulder. As the deadly flood rushed directly toward the back of the temple, a massive rock rolled down from the mountain and stopped exactly a few feet behind the rear wall. This boulder was so large that it acted as a perfect shield. It split the heavy force of the floodwater into two separate streams, forcing deadly debris to flow harmlessly past the left and right sides of the temple. Today, people worship this protective rock as the Bhimashila. While scientists call it an incredible stroke of natural physics, millions of devotees know in their hearts that it was a divine shield sent to protect the temple. The secrets of Kedarnath do not end with its survival. If you spread out a map of India and look closely, you will discover something that will surely give you goosebumps. Kedarnath is the northernmost starting point of an invisible, perfectly straight line that connects 8 major Shiva temples traveling all the way down to the southern tip of India at Rameswaram. This straight line falls exactly on the 79 degrees east longitude. The ancient builders possessed an advanced understanding of geography long before satellites were invented. Modern university researchers recently discovered that this exact straight line represents a major ecological corridor containing the most fertile land, the most reliable water sources, and the highest natural energy zones in the entire country. The ancient Indians used these temples to map out the life-giving spine of India, securing resources for future generations. Finally, let us look at the mystical winter secrets of this holy place. When winter arrives and heavy snow covers the valley, the temple is closed to humans for 6 long months. During the closing ceremony, the chief priest purifies the Garbhagruha and lights a single beautiful oil lamp known as the Akhanda Jyoti. Then he steps out and locks the heavy wooden doors with thick iron chains. For 6 months, the temple remains buried in deep snow with no fresh oxygen or human care. Yet when the doors are unlocked in the spring season, the Akhanda Jyoti is always found burning brightly in the pitch darkness, and the flower offerings left behind are found completely fresh without any decay. This phenomenon completely defies the laws of modern science. It is believed that when humans leave the freezing valley of the Kedarnath, celestial beings and gods descend to continue the worship. To guard the empty valley of the Kedarnath during these harsh months, Lord Shiva appointed a fierce protector named Bhairavnath. His open-air temple sits on a steep hill just above the Kedarnath. Locals and priests believe that Bhairavnath stays behind in the freezing cold to protect the temple from evil forces and natural disasters. While the physical temple rests under the winter snow, the spiritual energy of the deity is carried down the mountain in a grand palanquin procession to the lower town of Ukkimath, ensuring that devotees can continue their prayers. The Kedarnath temple is clearly not just an old building made of stone. It is the ultimate proof that thousands of years ago our ancestors had a brilliant understanding of engineering, astronomy, and nature. It is a sacred space where pure faith meets absolute science. Thank you for joining me in this incredible journey. If you like this video, just like it, please share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon for notifications. Thanks for watching. Om Namah Shivaya.